So Camelbak has arrived. I'm just going to do a quick opening of the satchel. Let's have a quick look at it. So straight away, this is how the Camelbak arrives. So it's in a plastic outer bag, and it's got some moisture absorbers and things like that in there. Some instructions. So this is the Mil-Spec Crux, or the 3-litre mule. So this is replacing another Camelbak that I've had for quite some time. That's also a Camelbak Mule, but not a military spec bag. And I had that for probably 11 or 12 years, and it's probably been the best bag I've had, to be honest. So straight out, looks pretty cool. The Camelbak hose is actually covered in fabric to kind of give it some extra protection. And everything feels pretty well made, as you'd expect from Camelbak. Get these straps open. And it's got some cool markings on it. Hydrate or die. So I paid $229.99 for this off eBay, and it was actually cheaper than buying it from Camelbak direct. So it was $2.99 from Camelbak on the website, and you don't really see these sold in the stores, so they don't really sell this model in Anaconda or BCF or anything like that. So that's why I bought it online. I will take this with me on a trip that I've got coming up. So the second half of this review is actually going to be out on the road somewhere. So for now, just a quick look at it, how it came and how it was packaged. So first impressions, pretty impressed. Feels pretty durable. Give it a test once I'm out there. So today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Camelbak Mule. This is the Mil-Spec Crux edition in camel or khaki, and I'll be doing a quick review of the bag itself, functions, how it feels to wear and hike so far, and just a general overview. So I purchased this backpack for $229.99 Australian dollars off an eBay store. But on Camelbak website, they actually sell for $299.99. So good deal on special. It's currently March 2025. So I know this backpack has been out for a while, but I thought I'd give it a review in 2025 and just check it out. It is part of the Maximum Gear range, and out of the bag or out of the box, it feels pretty good so far. So this is it, just to give you guys a bit of a look. And it's got some pretty cool logos on there. So it's got a skull insignia saying basically hydrate or die. And as you can see on the main logo, Camelbak Maximum Gear. So this is the military spec range that they offer. So it's a little bit more heavy duty and military grade materials, and you obviously pay slightly more than your standard Camelbak range. So I'll give you guys a quick look at the different pockets the bag has. So just before we do that, this is a 3-litre hydration pack, but it holds 8 litres cargo in 2 compartments. So you've got a front section here that's covered in the MOLLE or MOLLE, and you've got a Velcro basically patch area here and a second opening here for cargo. So I'll show you that now. So the bag itself is made quite well. The straps are quite firm. Definitely feels a bit more solid than the standard Camelbak range. It's got the Mule logo here, It's also got a braided line with neoprene, so kind of the wetsuit material for the hydration hose, and the hose itself is much more hardcore. So it's got a cover on it, which you can see here, and it's got a stop and go, basically flow regulator, so off, on, if you can see there. And it's also got a quick release for that as well, so that pops right off, and you've got the end nozzle and it clips right back in. So that's pretty cool, and probably one of the main differences to the standard Camelbak. It's got the Maximum Gear logo on the chest strap, which you can see here. The clips feel quite good. They are plastic, but with any other Camelbak range, they are quite durable. You've got no issues there. There could be a touch more padding on the back here, but it does the job. And as mentioned, it's got that skull with Hydrate or dye. You've also got attachable waist clip. Again, just a standard plastic clip, which does the job. So it's the standard Camelbak quality. And these are all removable, so that's pretty cool. And also another thing to note on these straps, while we're talking straps, is both shoulder straps have a quick release. So if you happen to get caught in something, caught in the bush, grabbed from behind in a combat situation, both sides just clip off and you can actually drop the bag. So pretty handy. It's also handy if you're riding a motorcycle or a mountain bike and you're wearing some gear and you have a hard time removing the backpack. The main compartment on this bag is actually the hydration pack. So that holds a pretty much standard Camelbak bladder in here, and it holds 3 litres as a maximum capacity. So there's a hook there to basically support the Camelbak, and the hose goes through a few different openings. So you've got a front opening, and I think you've also got 2 sides on either side, depending how you want to run it. Well made, pretty standard. It's got that textured Camelbak material. The release to fill it up is quite well made as well, so I actually find this better than my previous Camelbak from a few years back, but it's quite easy. It goes over the top of the opening, so slightly different to some of the other Camelbaks. And the zips and hardware are quite well made as well, so they've just got these rope attachments for pull, and the only compartments for storage of gear is this main section here, which is the top one. It's quite small, so that's it. You might fit your wallet, phone, keys, things like that, maybe a small drone, some camera equipment, and it's got the Cordura information in terms of the advanced fabrics, and it's Double-Rip 500D Cordura, and it meets military specifications as it states there, so that's pretty cool. And it just states the patents on there and the Hydration Mil-Spec Crux, which is the model, and again the Hydrate or dye logo, which is pretty cool as well. It does have Velcro for military patches or other patches that you want to put on there. Again, the Maximum Gear logo. And as we move into the next section of the bag, you've got probably the main front compartment, which can be seen here. So this compartment's got basically a webbed compartment to store things in. It's got a phone holder, your standard things. It's got a Velcro strap pocket here with an elastic piece for tying things down, some pen holders, things like that for torches, and a flat front pocket. And on the front, probably the best piece is the MOLLE webbing, which you can basically put all sorts of attachments in. For me, I'm probably going to run a Leatherman attachment and possibly an expander. So that goes on just like this, which I'll show you quickly now. Really easy. So like that, this is one of the benefits of the bag. So it just slips straight on there. It carries your tools, things like that. and just basically expands the space, because this is quite a small backpack for cargo. So you can't fit a lot of gear in here compared to other backpacks. It's definitely not a big bag. One of the downsides or the negatives to this that I've kind of experienced so far is the compartments separated, so you can't fit a long item in there unless you take the bladder out, which is a little bit annoying. So it's quite short. And the other negative, which I'll just say straight out of the bag, which I haven't liked so far, is the hydration hose. So it does thread from the top of the bag down the shoulder straps, and you basically feed it through the hooks and through the strapping. But then once it gets down to the basically shoulder or end of the strap, there's actually nowhere for this to go, so it kind of flops around, which can be a little bit annoying. I've tried tucking it in back on itself like this, and that's probably how I'll run it, just like this. It's not a big deal, but it is obviously protected with the covering, with the neoprene covering, so I guess it's made to be a bit more free and accessible, but probably just one of the downsides straight out of the pack. Overall, I do recommend it. It's a cool looking bag. I did buy it mainly for the military kind of look. For hikes, things like that, it'll do the job. And if your primary purpose for this bag is to carry water and hydration, then you've got your full 3 litres and 8 litres of cargo capacity, which should get you through. Good for day trips, overnight trips possibly, but it's not a bag you're going to be loading up with shoes or change of clothes or anything like that, or bulky camera equipment. It'll just cover the basics and do it in style. So if you're thinking about buying this bag, or you already have it and you've got any questions or comments, like, comment and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on what you think of this. Is this something you'd buy? Is this a bag you use regularly? And do you have any pros and cons that you want to share with everyone else that might be looking at purchasing this in 2025? For now, that's it, and thanks for watching this review. Cheers, bye.